I would suggest everybody do it. Every young guy, gal, do that first. And even if you don't want to do that long term, it gives you the skill sets necessary to run a business or to be a successful real estate investor.
Yeah. Into flipping trucks, or why you started doing that?
I mean, the way I am, I'm always trying to make money on shit. So I'm like, I don't want to buy a truck and just have it depreciate. I want to buy a truck that I can actually sell when I'm done with it and hopefully make a profit. So I was going through Craigslist trying to find like a farm truck, and I knew I was only 45 minutes from the border, and that's Nogales. And I just got back from doing business in Ecuador, so I was accustomed to managing people that were speaking Spanish. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just get an old farm truck, take it over to Nogales, get it fixed up, use it, and then, you know, hopefully I can sell it just as much as I paid for it. So anyway, I did that, and then I found out that F-150 didn't have the power, not even close, to tow the RV. So after I got it back from Nogales, I had to sell it to get like an F-250 or 350. And I sold it, made like $5,000 just instantly.
Yeah. So
I'm like, oh wow, these trucks are really in high demand. And then I started studying the Ford trucks in the mid-90s, and I saw that the 7.3 diesels were basically collector items that people, I mean, even here now that I've taken you guys around to the different places in Tucson, it doesn't matter if we go to a mechanic or we go to a AutoZone, if you tell someone that you've got a 7.3 diesel, it's like, oh, that's my dream truck. And it doesn't matter what age group. You'd be talking to an 80-year-old guy, you could be talking to a 20-year-old guy.
Right.
And if they know anything about trucks, the 7.3 diesel is their dream truck. So you have this niche market with incredible demand. And it's so they're like in that category of collector cars as far as you know, the constant demand for them. So anyway, I figured I'd just buy them local on Craigslist because it's a small market that you're buying from. Negotiate a good price. A lot of the people didn't know, you know, the value as far as what they could get on the East Coast. And then back then, you just do a no reserve auction on eBay. And I was really good at marketing, so I'd put great photos on there, great ads. I'd take them down to Mexico, get them cleaned up.
Yeah.
Like as an example, see this right here? I would take that down to Mexico, and that would be on the list for the guys to paint. So they would paint this.
Yeah.
See this right here? See how that's all jacked up from putting duct tape on it or whatever?
Right.
So I would either have them clean that, or I'd put a brand new mirror on it. It's just like a house. It's no different. I would just see what's wrong with it, and then I'd fix everything within reason. And then I'd take incredible pictures and put it up on eBay. You know, I did a few, and I just like would double my money every single time.
Nice.
So I'd buy a truck for $7,000. I'd put a couple grand into it, be in it for $9,000, sell it for $18,000, and you'd sell it in a week on eBay. And then I started doing other cars, and it was just super easy. So that's why I tell people, you know, if you want to learn how to run a business, learn how to manage people, learn how to solve problems, or if you want to learn the real estate game, it's identical to flipping cars. So just learn how to flip cars first, and then you reduce your risk because there's very low capital requirement. And I would suggest everybody do it. Every young guy, gal, do that first. And even if you don't want to do that long term, it gives you the skill sets necessary to run a business or to be a successful real estate investor.
And so when did you actually go from the McDonald's challenge?
That was after I learned how to do it, and I started focusing on that. You know, so I was here for 6 months doing the car stuff. I figured that out, and then I wanted to do something online, so I did the McDonald's challenge like for the second 6 months. And that was funny in and of itself, because it's not like you know, that was the first place I went to look for a job. I filled out resumes for job applications at like 10 different places, and I couldn't get hired. And this is after, the funny part obviously, is this is after I'd already retired as an extremely successul entrepreneur.
So what'd you put on your resume? I ran a multi-million-dollar business.
No, I wouldn't do that. I just put like normal stuff, you know, I just the education, and I would try to say, you know, I'd worked at a marketing company. I didn't say I owned it or anything like that. I just, you know, little tidbits that made it, I wasn't lying, but I was just presenting it in a way that seemed a little more realistic than, oh, self-made millionaire, retired at the age of 38, hire me for your minimum wage job.
Yeah.
And but no one would hire me. I mean,
You didn't have a college degree.
think about how crazy that is. You got a guy that, it's not like I'm the smartest tool in the shed, but obviously I had some reasonable skills, right?
Yeah.
And no one would even hire me. I applied at restaurants for a dishwasher. I applied at car lots just to be the guy that washes the cars. No one would hire me. And finally I went into McDonald's, and the manager gal was like, yeah, you can fill out an application. And she sits down and she's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I'll just do anything. I'm here to help out my brother, and just need a little extra money. And she's like, okay. She's like, can you work Tuesday, you can work 4 days a week? And I'm like, I'll work whatever hours you've got. She goes, okay, you're hired, just come in on Tuesday.
Just no drug testing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
No, I think I had to
Make sure you weren't a desperate criminal.
no, I don't think I had to do that. I remember I had to go like a half day of HR
Okay.
at their other location with the new hires and fill out paperwork and get your uniform and everything. But yeah, that was it. And they loved me, man. I remember the first day on the job, they put me at the drive-through teller. And what they do is every single time a new shift comes on, they give you a new drawer drawer full of money.
Right.
And so they've got it counted down to the penny. So then when you get done with your shift, the manager takes the drawer out and then goes in there and counts it to make sure you didn't steal anything, or if it is off.
Right.
So when you're going through and doing the drive-through, it's actually a lot of math, because it tells you the change, but you're having to do that fast or taking orders. It's actually you got a lot. It's like a fire hose. You got a lot of things that you have to manage at once. But anyway, it was like a 5 or 6 hour shift, and I took it back to the manager. They go through all the counting, and they're like, wait a minute, this can't be right. I'm like, oh shit, man, I really screwed up. And they go through again. They're like, no, I've never seen this before. I'm like, what is it? Is it missing like $100 or something? I'm like, I apologize. I did the best I could. I'll cover whatever. And they're like, no, it's exactly right. Down to the penny. They go, it's not even 1 penny off. They go, George, I've been managing.
That's funny. So they were impressed that you actually did your job correctly.
They couldn't believe it. Honestly, they had to do the math 2 or 3 times, because they just thought it was some freak accident.
So you said that today, flipping trucks, we learned 2 of the 3 ways. There are 3 important things that you need to be an entrepreneur: knowing how to manage people,
And problem
solving, and then what's the 3rd one?
Well, you have to have drive.
I thought before you said it was take risk other people weren't willing to take. Is that the same thing?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of, that all blends together, right? And having ambition. I mean, usually if you're super ambitious, you're willing to take risk, and you're willing to get outside your comfort zone, and you're self-starter, and got to be decisive. But usually people that are really ambitious have those characteristics. So just broadly speaking, you've got to have that, and then you've got to be able to manage people and then solve problems. And just today is a great example. You're running out of gas, you don't have the key, you don't have the titles, it starts pouring rain,
Right.
the batteries are dead, you're just constantly solving those problems. And a lot of the problems that come up, you have no experience with whatsoever, and you just have to figure it out. And there's no one there to hold your hand.
Right.
It's just you have to figure out how to solve that problem in the pouring rain when you run out of gas or whatever it is.
Meth heads are dragging their
Meth heads
feet
are
towards
chasing you,
Yeah.
and the buses are honking at you, and it's just
Yeah, you definitely.
you've got to figure out how to keep track of everything that you have to do and organize, because these trucks, there's so many things that need to be done, and you can't remember it all. I mean, even keeping track of the keys is a challenge. So you have to have systems for everything.
Right.
You have to have a routine. Because if I didn't have a routine, like as an example, just keeping the keys in my front right pocket at all times, like that sounds easy, but watch Brandon do it. He'll leave the keys everywhere, and he literally spends half the day looking for keys. You know? And so you've got to eliminate those inefficiencies.
Right.
And but again, what are you doing? You're doing the exact same things that you would. I mean, look, Mark Zuckerberg does the exact same fucking things you do that we did today, right? Just at a completely different level, but it's the same stuff. You know, he's managing people every day. He's solving problems, putting out fires. He is figuring out creative ways to solve problems that other people haven't thought of. You know, to increase productivity. And it's all the same stuff at the end of the day. So for a 20-year-old kid, I mean, doing what we did today, I mean, think about what you would learn if you guys did what we did today. But then you went into buying the trucks and selling them on eBay, taking the pictures, writing the ad copy, dealing with the customers.
Oh, yeah.
Think about how much more you would learn doing that for the span of a year than going to college. I mean, it's not even comparable.
Yeah.
And so think about that year in college and say it costs your parents or whatever 25 grand. Just give the kid 25 grand and tell him to flip trucks for a year. And he's going to learn more in that 1 year than he would in 4 years in college. And he's going to and he's making money.
Right.
College is flushing money straight down the toilet.
What is that? That guy, he's sagging his pants, but you can see his butt. What the fuck was that? Oh.
So I'm just guessing where this hotel is. Let me pull it up here.
Oh yeah, we're close. This is where we got stuck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I just totally guessed where we were.
It is problem after problem. Like, you run out of gas, and then you get back with the gas, and then you can't open the gas
gauge
tank.
still doesn't work, so then you got to figure out, okay, well, I've got X amount in there. You know, what do I do? And then we got this.
The windshield wipers didn't work, so we had to go get windshield wipers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just.
And then you go and get a wrench. If it's not the right size, so you have to go get another one.
Exactly. And that's all running a business is, just a different scale and at different levels.
So you definitely can't have a victimhood mentality.
Yeah.
No.
It would be impossible.
No, you can't have you can't have a dependent bone in your body. Like, you can't live a life of dependency, which is what most people do. You know, most people and most employees, if there's a problem, then if they have a good excuse as to why they should fail at a project, then they'll fail.
Okay.
They'll say, I couldn't do it. We got the wrong wrench. Or, George, you wanted me to fix up these trucks and sell them, but I couldn't do it. I mean, all the batteries are dead. So you see, they always have a good excuse, and that mentality, like, I couldn't do it because of X. No, there is no you can't do it. You have to do it. There is no, and that's what you learn as an entrepreneur, and that's what you have to have. So we definitely passed the gate in here. I thought it was on this road.
No, it's on the next road over.
Oh,
If you go up here and take a right, then we're gonna pass by it, I think.
It's like the opposite of resilience.
Yeah,
It's not the street.
That's the employer or the employee, like, loser mentality. Like, there's no way I could get there on time. We got a flat tire and we ran out of gas, and it's not my fault. The gauge is wrong, PJ. The gauge is wrong.
Yeah.
No. That's not. Those, like, as an entrepreneur, you can't go to the bank and and say, no, I'm not out of money. No, I'm not out of money. Look, you don't understand. My grandma got sick. You know, the car had a flat tire. There's no way that I could have allocated enough time to make the sales required to have money in the bank account to cover payroll. So you're just going to have to give me money because I've got a great excuse. See, that's employees.
Yeah.
That's employees. No, I couldn't come in today and do work. I had to go to the doctor or whatever. Well, entrepreneurs can't do that. Sure, you went to the doctor, and now you can't eat.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? You know, you got all these great excuses, but then you still can't put a roof over your head. Because you know, and another thing is the employees will say, oh man, I'm working and I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. Great. How about an entrepreneur that works 80 hours a week and he's building the business and the business isn't profitable, so he's paying himself, he's living on credit cards. Is he being paid what he's worth? No. But he's just getting out there and making it happen. It's just a completely different mentality. And for me, you know, I mean, it sounds harsh, but that's just the difference between winners and losers.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, you want to be, and not to saying that employees are losers or anything, but it's just, it's not having a winning mentality. I mean, you can live life and live a very happy life being an employee and all that stuff, and having that mentality, you know, that security blanket, knowing that if you don't do the job but you have a good excuse, well, you're not going to get fired, you're still going to get paid, you're still going to be able to pay rent and put food on the table. You know, that's, most people like that, but that's just not winners. You're never going to achieve something extraordinary in life with that type of mentality.